Well, hi,
Hi.
Tiera St. Clair, and this is Hannele Bem. We call her Passenger Hannele. I don't think I pronounce your name perfectly. Is it Hannele? Something more
Yeah,
like more emphasis on the beginning of it. Yeah.
yeah. You put the emphasis on the third syllable. So
Yeah.
Hannele. Mhm. Yeah.
Hannele. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. I do it more like Hawaiian. So,
Yeah, it's okay.
Hannele. Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you like to say something about you? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, so this is always a hard question for me.
Well, you can
I have
start
no
out with
idea.
your design.
Well, yeah, it helps me to know that I have a design that I can introduce to people. So I introduce my design rather than me.
Uh-huh.
3.5 emotional generator, one channel, which is the 59.6, crossover contagion, personality design in the 30.3. So acceptance of what is.
Yeah.
This is my movie.
Yeah.
In my experiment since 2013, and it never stops. What about you, Tiara? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Uh-huh. I'm Tiara St. Clair, and I'm also a 3-5 emotional generator, and I also have the 59-6 um, with two other channels coming out of the sacral, the 52-9, which is the logic format channel, and the 29-46, which is all about discovery, and that's a fun one for me. Um, I've been in my experiment since 2009, dove right the fuck in. I just said fuck. Oh well. Um, so Hanale and I have decided to do some classes on relationship. We are both 59-6, and I'm on the quarter of duality, which is about relationship, and Hanale is on the quarter of initiation, which is opposite. So I would be grounded in initiation and she would be grounded in duality. So we have that nice thing together. The main thing I want to say about this course, and it's going to be looking through different lenses. I think we have what, 8 different lenses to look
Yeah, that's right.
through what it is to relate to other people, and what I really want to make sure. I found this on the web for what it's Siri just answered something. That's funny. Um, this is not relationship like lovey-dovey, honey bunny, romantic relationship. It can be, but everyone that you have a connection with, you have a relationship with. Could be a friend, it could be a parent, it could be a partner, it could be a boss or an employee, or all the things that there are that have relationships, there is mechanics in.
Mhm.
And so we're going to be looking at those mechanics. What I find for me is when I look at the pure mechanics of something, it relaxes me. It reminds me that I'm not in charge of things, that actually even who I'm attracted to or not attracted to or love or feel loved by, all of those things actually have a mechanic behind them. And when I can see that, I can relax into being who I am and love myself even more.
Mhm.
Do you want to say anything about that? I see you nodding.
No, I was just thinking that relationships can also be with animals,
Yeah.
and this is something that obviously I'm living quite a lot. So I'm always looking at different species as well, different designs in that. But it's really important to understand that when we talk about relationships, people often think about, okay, it's just going to be about the partnerships and all of that, and it is a big part. And I think these are the most challenging relationships of all, because when you get into a, I don't know what to even call them, romantic relationships.
I don't know what
I,
to call them either.
yeah, there's not always romance relate. It's not always romance involved, but these are the kind of relationships where I guess we meet our challenging sides in a way. So I think this is why, for me anyway, that kind of relationship is the most challenging, and I wouldn't say most interesting, but surely on top of my mind. But then again, like I can have a really good friendship with somebody, but not with somebody else. And what makes that difference is all about these mechanics.
Yeah.
And how do I relate to that friend instead of that friend?
Right.
There's a big difference. So I relate to that, like I also relax when I see the mechanics. It's more like it gives me an understanding. It's more like you can't explain your life away, but you can bring an awareness, and that's it. You don't have to do anything about it. You just see it, and that's it. I
Yeah.
think that's beautiful.
Yeah. I actually love that. So where the first, I actually want to tell a tiny little story about animals, because I attended a lecture by a woman, Andrea Rachel Wolf, who was talking about her horses. And there was this one horse, when she showed the picture, I went, oh, like that horse was my boyfriend. I was like, that horse is my boyfriend. And later when I saw the chart, it was the chart of someone that had like the opposite of my love gates, and like the
Wow.
mechanics were absolutely there, just even in seeing the picture of the horse.
Mhm.
I looked later at the mechanics and I went, yeah, that horse is my boyfriend.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's so interesting.
I
That's
know,
really,
it's wonderful actually.
it's
Um,
like you get a response to, as a generator, you get a
yeah,
response to something that you kind of
exactly.
sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first lens we're going to look through is love gates. And love gates are fascinating because when someone has the other half of your love gate, like there are, I think, 11 love gates. Some are transpersonal, some are personal. And if you have a love gate and you meet someone who has the gate on the other side, that's who you'll feel loved by.
Mhm.
It's fascinating, actually. I
Mhm.
have the 44 as my personality sun. And when I first got into human design, I had been into astrology, so I had loads of charts. And I looked at all the charts of all the people I felt closest to in my life. And I think 85% of them had the 26. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
I mean, it was
Wow.
radically obvious because I feel loved by that
Uh-huh.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and it
it's
wasn't, lovers. It wasn't my husband, my ex-husband didn't have it. It was the friends, it was the people that I have feelings of connection with. So we're going to look at that. And I'll
that's a
also,
really big
here's
one for
another,
you because it's a your personality sun as well, which is in a love gate.
yeah,
That's really interesting.
it's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
And it's not a romantic love gate at all. It's the love of collaboration.
Mm,
Like you have the 26.
yeah.
So we are collaborating, and that feels like love to me.
Yeah.
And when we achieve success, that will be the culmination of the love. So if this collaboration brings what we want it to bring, that will feel like successful love, and my love gate will be happy. Very
I,
funny.
I can't, or honestly, I can't wait for the love gates to start because I find it really fascinating. I know we've done some work with that with some of the other classes that you teach, and I don't know because I have some of them, so it's kind of like almost like a mystical subject for me.
Yeah,
I really can't wait to
yeah,
get on get on with it and learn more. It's really
yeah.
great.
I have a friend in the States, and she is someone, she doesn't have any of the love gates, but she has most of the gates that are on the other side.
Mm.
Everyone falls in love with her,
Oh,
but
that's so
she
interesting.
doesn't particularly feel loved.
Oh,
That's
that's
another
interesting.
interesting mechanic, because the person who gets their love gate, like I fall in love with her, she does have the 26. So I fall in love with my friend. She doesn't necessarily feel loved, but I feel loved because I'm the one with the love gate.
Hmm.
So there can be some really confusing things about it as well. It's like, well, why
Mm.
does everyone love me? I don't I don't do anything for that. I don't really get anything from that. So there's so many nuances we can take a look at with that as well.
That's so
And
interesting.
again, it's all mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can start this Love Gates in April, right?
Uh-huh.
On the 4th of April. It's gonna be a 6 week 6 week I was gonna say blast. I can't think of a a word for it, but we're gonna do it on Thursdays. We agreed a time. Was it, can you
I
remind me
think
the
we
time?
came up with 5 p.m., so 1700 London time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think that's what
So
it
that's
is.
it. Yeah. So
Trying
4th
to
of
get both sides of the Atlantic if we can.
so 4th of April we begin with Love Gates at 17 GMT.
Well, I
And it's
don't
a
know if London and GMT are the same.
it is the same.
Not always.
GMT is different in
Because
the winter
because
time.
I get
In
confused about
summertime, sorry.
this. But GMT doesn't go into daylight savings, but London does.
No, yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's just say London time.
Okay. So
Because
then in the summertime it's gonna change.
so we'll have to remember to think about that at that time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just see when we start the course because it's still gonna be winter time when we start. Oh no, we go to summertime.
Well, the first course will be just into the middle of May. So does it change? If it does, hopefully one of us will be aware that it's going to.
I think it's in the end of March that we change the time in Europe.
I have no idea.
We have to confirm that.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is this is two right-minded people going, wait a minute, do we have to strategize something here?
Yeah. No, we can figure it out. We'll confirm
We
it,
can
but
figure it
around
out.
that time.
My
It's around.
assistant Dianese, she's good at that. She's strategic.
Yeah.
They are strategic. Damn it.
Mhm.
I'm learning to get really fluent with non-binary pronouns, so I'm
Yeah.
not always good at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you're 3-5, so it's a work in progress, I
I'm a
think.
work in progress, that's for sure. So I think that's good for a little introduction, and we can say some more later.
Yeah, indeed. Looking forward to meeting everybody who signs
Yeah.
up, but I think we're gonna have so much fun with this. I just wanted to say one more thing here is that,
Yeah.
I've been taking these classes with you for how long now? Like all year last year, pretty much. And they have been life-changing for me. I went through a kind of, let's say, a personal hard time over the last year. And I didn't really communicate with a lot of people, but these classes that we did on Wednesdays have been so good because it's almost like every time that I needed something in my life, like some awareness to something that was going on in my life, it's almost like every time we ended up talking about something like that. So I got an insight. And it's like learning with you has been so amazing because we're on the same wavelength and you can explain it. You're 3-5, so you explain it in a universal way, like through your own experience, so that everybody can relate to what's going on, rather than just talking about mechanics and talking about, you know.
A format of
That's right.
learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's these are really like this course, and I think this is what's going to be, is that we're going to bring everything back to home and really like help people understand themselves and their relationships in their life in a personal level.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
because my
hopefully get,
intention is to have the teaching and then also to open it up for people to have questions and awareness on their own and to look at each person's chart and see, well, how does this work out?
that's right.
And how do you how do you see this in your own life? Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you for that.
And we'll also have a Facebook group for people who join, private one, so that we can continue the conversations um in there, and it's like ongoing thing. It's not just like, okay, you have a class every Thursday and that's it. It's more like it's more involved. So,
Deepening and
yeah.
enriching.
So
Yeah.
so what you're paying for is not just the 2-hour lectures for 6 weeks. It's more. It's kind of like personal support as well in some way. So I think that's important to bring that up as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So welcome everybody who wants to join. We're looking forward to meeting you. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.